Myself. I do it.
All right, what's up? This is Improvement Coach Robert L. Caddy. We are live from Tulsa, Oklahoma, the home of the original Black Wall Street. And of course, I'm here with my partner in crime. One time, man, would you please?
My name is Sharita Sweet.
Sharita Sweet is in the house. Again, this is the health of the nation, and we have a very special show for you all today. So glad that you tuned in. This particular show, I'm going to say it's an achievement for me as a coach, as an improvement coach, as a physical trainer, as a podcast host. This show is after today, if we didn't do another show, I'd be fine. I've reached. For today, I've reached. Something has been done in my life to know that I've been able to do something for the elders, and hopefully they have the season. I just mean these are my bosses. Okay, my bosses are in the house, and ma'am, let's get them to introduce themselves real quick. First and foremost, ma'am, would you please?
Sure. My name is Dolores Butler.
Mm-hmm. And what?
What else do you want to know?
I want to know everything, Ms. Butler.
Okay, my name is Dolores Butler.
What do you do?
Actually, I am retired, but I don't use the word retired. I use the word recharge.
Okay.
I was an educator. I still am an educator for Tulsa Public Schools, where I taught for like 34 years. I taught first, second, third, 7th, 8th, and 9th grade. After which I became a guidance counselor, and I was a counselor for like 15 years. However, when I retired, I still did not leave that position. I went back and I worked part-time for about 11, 12 years. And I would have gone back last year, but I did not because of the pandemic.
Yeah.
But I'm going back next year because I do not like to stay at home. I have to stay busy, going and moving.
That's awesome.
Okay.
Anyway,
Love it.
All right. That's awesome.
That's what I do.
All right. Okay. And also in the house, ma'am, would you please introduce yourself? Tell us about yourself.
My name is Dorothy Gray.
Mm-hmm.
I retired after 42 years in education.
Wow.
I started out at McLean High School as a home economics instructor.
Mm-hmm.
And from there, I went to Rogers.
Okay.
And then from Rogers, I went to Central, where I was a counselor, and then moved up to Dean of Students, which was a very difficult job, but I think I did well at it. And then from Central, I went to Tulsa Technology Center, where I was a counselor, and I was there for 26 years.
Oh, wow.
So my total number of years in education is 42 years.
Wow.
Okay.
That is awesome.
And that's 42 years for you, Miss Gray. And
Yes.
How many years for you, Miss Butler?
Actually, it was, let's say, 34 plus 12. That
Okay.
equals 4 plus 2 is 6. About, what, 46?
Okay.
It's been so long, I just
Wow.
lost track because I'm still doing
You're still doing
it.
it. She's not
actually.
finished.
All right. So that's
Yeah.
like 40 plus 40.
Not that much.
So I'm just saying between both of them.
Yes,
So this is
yes.
like 80 years.
Almost 80 years of
Right.
education sitting in front of us
Right.
right now.
Okay.
Mhm.
So that's a whole nother conversation, just talking
It
about
is.
how you all have seen things evolve. So that's a whole nother show.
Absolutely.
But today,
Absolutely.
what we want to really focus on is the fact that you all made the decision at an age over 60. We're just saying over 60, you all made a decision
Mhm.
to improve or take your health to another level.
Yeah.
Yes.
Another level. So
Yes.
that's what we want to talk about today, and
Okay.
how basically you all what happened, what was, how did this take place? I mean,
Okay.
what was the decision when you made your mind up
Mhm.
that something needed to change or that you wanted to get better? When did this occur, Miss Butler, and how did it occur?
Well, let me begin by I have been to several different weight loss programs, and some of them were effective and some were not. But in my last few years, let me just say, I have always been a walker. I walk every day 3 or 4 miles up and down hills. And I actually thought that I was fit.
Yeah.
I really did.
Yeah.
Until one weekend, I went on a trip with some friends, and there was this girl there, and she said she had lost 50 pounds.
Oh, wow.
And I thought, how did you do that?
Yeah.
And she said, I am with Bob Caddy. And I said, who is Bob Caddy? She said, well, he's my trainer. And I said, you lost 50 pounds? And she said, yes. And she went on to talk about it. So there were 3 other ladies with us, and we all decided that we were going to come to see Bob.
Yeah.
Well, they didn't come.
Okay.
But it just stayed in my spirit.
Yeah.
Go see Bob Caddy.
Okay.
So after a while, I did.
Yeah.
I could not find his place. I called his assistant. She told me how to get there after running around a few hours. I got there and I walked in, and Bob introduced himself, and his last name was Caddy. So I knew that I had some relatives whose last name was Caddy. And we got to talking, and come to find out, Bob's daddy is my first cousin.
Oh, wow.
So number one, I thought, okay, I'm in the right place.
Yeah.
All right. He got out all of this information and started talking to me about the cells in my body and how they need oxygen and what my muscles need and this and that. Then he mentioned God. Now, let me just say, whenever I'm talking to anybody, anywhere, and if God comes up in the conversation, you got my heart. And he started talking about how the first thing that God did for us was to give us breath.
Yeah.
We didn't earn it. He gave it to us.
Yeah.
And that's what we need for oxygen to get to your brain and to your muscle. All right, I thought, number 2, I'm in the right place. And then he said, you know, I have a lot of family members who I have tried to get into better. And he said, but they won't come. He said, I've prayed about it. And then in walks Miss Butler. I thought, oh my God, I know I'm in the right place now. So anyway, we went on to talk. And I wanted to know, how did he come up with the name Better? And he said, it just came to me. And I thought, no, it didn't. God put that in your spirit.
Exactly.
And with the name of this program being better means so much to me, because I feel like what we do there, you're there to get better. Better means that you're going to improve. And with me being there with Better and with trainer and coach and teacher, Bob Caddy, I have gotten better. And I'm still not the best, but I'm reaching there. I'm going to get there.
Oh, that's a definite.
I know that I am.
That's a definite.
Now, I could go on, and I can tell you more and more and more. Do you want Dorothy to talk?
Let Miss Dorothy tell us a little bit now.
Okay.
We're going to get a little deeper
Okay.
into it, definitely. So,
Well, this is how I got involved in Better. I have been down sick, well, not in good health for about 3 years. First, I broke my ankle. And I was down and in a wheelchair for about 6 to 8 months.
Oh, wow.
And then I had to actually learn how to walk all over again.
Yeah.
And then I had back surgery because first they sent me for the shots. They didn't work. So then I had back surgery. And I went to the back surgery, had it. And then in April, when I went back to the doctor, he said, you know, your back is healed. You can kind of do the things that you need to do.
Okay.
And I said, oh, yay.
Yeah.
Because I got tired of asking people to come over and do my laundry and things like that.
Yeah.
And then I went home, and the next day I said, oh, I can do what I need to do. So anyway, I tried to move this coffee table.
Oh no.
And anyway, my walker got caught in between a TV tray and that, and down I went.
Oh.
So then I went back to the doctor. Well, I didn't go then.
Yeah.
Had to call the fire department to get me up.
Mm.
So at that time, I went back to the doctor. I called on Monday. I told him what happened. The doctor said, come in now.
Mm.
So I went in and he said, you have fractured your back.
Wow.
And I said, okay. So he put me in this brace that comes up to your throat.
Yeah.
Very uncomfortable. You had to sleep in it 24/7.
Yeah.
You couldn't take it off for anything except to take a shower.
Yeah.
And then in June, I was getting ready to have a small procedure done because my throat would not allow me to swallow like it should.
Mm.
Well, that morning, my sister and her husband were going to pick me up to take me. Well, I fell again.
No.
So I went over and I had the procedure. The doctor's office called back and said, well, when she gets through, tell her to go to the emergency room.
Oh, wow.
Well, then I found out that I fractured another part of my back.
Oh, man.
So I had been in that brace for over a year and a half.
Mm.
And I don't go back to him to September.
Mhm.
But they kept telling me, you need to lose 30 pounds.
Mhm.
I need you to lose 30 pounds. Well, I'd go back and I'd lose, maybe 8. And then when I go back, I'd gain all but maybe 2 back. He said, this is not going to work.
Yeah.
So when I went back the last time, which was on my birthday, I said, this is going to be my birthday present.
Yeah.
He's going to tell me I can take this brace out of my hand.
Yeah.
And when I get home, I'm taking it to the trash. And so I said, okay, well, what about this brace? Well, when you lose 30 pounds, we'll talk about the brace.
Mm.
And I was very angry. I was
Yeah.
upset with the doctor.
Yeah.
So Nathaniel had taken me and he said, I need to go had some blood drawn.
Mhm.
He said, you ready to get I said, no, give me something to eat and take me home.
Mm.
I was mad.
Yeah.
And so I called my daughter and I told her, she said, well, you can decide what you're going to do for you.
Mm.
Are you going to stay in the brace forever? Or are you going to try to get out?
Mm.
Well, then my friend, Dr. Tamika Rogers, we were talking because we talk often.
Yeah.
And I told her what was going on. She said, 30 pounds. She said, okay. So she called me back the next day. She said, you need to do better with Bob Caddy. I'm going to help you out. And I said, oh, but one thing I have learned from Bob, at first I didn't know whether to call him Bob, call him Robert. Robert was my ex-husband. Or call him Coach. So then I decided I'd just call him Coach.
There you go.
He came over and he did his consult with me, and I told him all that was wrong with me, because what was wrong with me was there was no cure for it.
Yeah.
And there was no medication to take.
Yeah.
And what it was, my own body is attacking my own muscles.
Mhm.
And so he started working with me, and I didn't know you can get so much exercise in a wheelchair.
Oh my goodness. Yes.
Yes. So he's been working with me, and I think I've improved.
Mm.
I still got a long ways to go, but I enjoy it better. He made up this concoction of medicine that don't taste the best.
Yeah.
But I learned how to drink it in a shot. Just shoot it on down and don't worry about it.
Yes.
Right.
And yesterday we talked because we did it online.
Yeah.
And I said, I took my last dose of medicine at noon, and I have a regimen. 9 o'clock, between 12 and 1, and then between 4 and 5.
Yeah.
5 o'clock yesterday, I didn't have any medicine. This morning, I felt defeated. I didn't have my other medicine
Mhm.
because it tastes bad, but I've learned to accept it and not let the taste bother me.
Bother you. Yeah.
Mhm.
And so the last time he made it up, he put beet juice that Miss Butler had bought me.
Uh-huh.
And that don't taste bad either.
Okay.
Right.
Oh, it's good.
Not with it in there.
Yeah.
So he's helped me. He gives me inspiration
That's awesome.
because he'll say, come on, Miss Gray, you can do it. You can do it. You can do it.
Yeah.
Come on, one more time.
Oh.
And one day he came to the house with this ball.
Mhm.
And it's heavy.
Yes.
And I look at it and it said it's 6 pounds. I said, well, don't you have something small? You know this arm has arthritis and I can only get it that high.
Yeah.
Oh, you can do it. You start out heavy and then you come down.
Mm.
The ball's still heavy. But he's an inspiration to me. He gives you confidence. I've had physical therapy, for 8 and 16 weeks.
Mhm, mhm.
And of course they work with you because that's their training to work on that area. But Bob just makes you feel that you can do it.
Yeah.
And so he's giving me that encouragement. And so I'm proud to say that I still got a long ways to go, but I'm 15 pounds down.
Woohoo!
Praise God.
Awesome.
That's wonderful.
And how do you feel, Miss Gray?
I feel good.
That's good.
I feel better when I exercise, and now even at 6:00, I'll go to my chair, even if we're not having class, and I'll get started because I always have to start about 15 minutes ahead of time
Yeah.
because I got to get to the chair, get in the wheelchair, and then get all myself situated.
Yeah.
Mhm.
For your
And
6:00 online
for
class.
my 6:00
Mhm.
online class.
Yeah, yeah.
So I enjoy the class. I enjoy the people that are in the class. And even yesterday, Coach called me. We texted me first. Miss Gray start running.
Mm.
Well, I had already started running,
Yeah.
and I said okay. And then he called me back at the end, and he finished up.
Yeah.
But he gives me that inspiration that you can be better. You can do this. And that's what I love about him.
Awesome.
He's a real person.
Mm.
He's genuine.
Yes.
He cares about his clients.
Yes.
And I know it's not only me. He is just so kind.
Mhm.
And he's that Christian man that you want to have in your life.
Mm.
You know, he believes in a God that I believe in.
Mhm.
Amen.
And through God, I know whatever I have, this is possible.
Yeah.
That I
Amen.
can do it.
Yeah.
I may not get well, but I can get better.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I think when you accept what's wrong with you and have a positive attitude, that
Mhm.
takes you a long way.
Agreed.
Mhm.
And so I have a positive attitude about my condition.
Amen.
Mhm.
Praise
Mhm.
God.
I love that.
That's awesome,
That's
Miss Gray, and,
awesome.
and
It
thank you
is.
both for those kind
Mhm.
words.
Mhm.
I hope to get better as a coach and
Yes.
be
You
able to
did.
inspire you more
Mhm.
as we finish going through this journey.
Mhm.
But I just want let's build on some of what Miss Gray is talking about.
Mhm.
Basically, just that inspiration that so many
Yes.
people need.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I mean, because we titled this show Over 60, but of
Mhm.
course we know there's people who are not over 50.
Right.
There are
Right.
people who are not over
Right.
40.
And yeah,
Mhm.
There are
definitely.
people who are barely over 35
Yeah.
Mhm.
who are getting engaged. They want to get engaged.
Mhm.
They have fear.
Mm-hmm.
They're uninspired.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
They don't see a reason to get engaged.
Mhm.
So let's talk about that. What
Well,
would you say, Miss Butler,
okay. Well, when I first started there at Better, I was kind of intimidated
okay?
because of my age. And then I thought, the Lord, stop. Age is just a bunch of numbers.
Truly.
And I looked around in the place and I saw all of these people who were about, I know, at least 20
Mhm.
years younger than
Mhm,
I am.
Mm-hmm.
But there was no fear in me because
Yeah.
God said, I didn't give you
Yes.
the spirit of fear. I
Mhm.
gave you power, love, and a sound mind.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And after talking with Bob, to me, you are such a compassionate person.
Mhm.
Mhm.
You're going to work with people to the end. I believe that you're doing your purpose that
Mhm.
God put you on this
Yes.
earth to
Wow.
do.
Mhm.
And whatever your purpose is, it's going to be to help someone else.
Mm.
Yes, ma'am.
And I just look at all the people that you have helped. Now, when I first started, oh my God, it was not easy. It's still not easy.
Yes.
This is hard. And I was down on the floor
Yeah.
and he told me to do these sit-ups.
Yeah.
And I was looking around at the other people,
Yeah.
ladies who
Mhm.
were on the floor
Yeah.
and who were doing the sit-up.
Mhm.
And I got down there, I couldn't even get up. I thought I couldn't come up like this.
Yeah.
Like I thought, how do they do that?
Yeah.
I can't do that, Bob. But then it came to me. You never use the word can't.
Yes.
When I was teaching school, I told my students, we take the word can't, we ball it up and we throw it out the window.
Yes, ma'am.
We say, I
Mhm.
can
Yes.
and I will.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what I started saying to myself.
Yes.
I
Awesome.
will do this. And then Bob, what I like about him, he's a personal trainer. He
Mhm.
gets down to where you are. He got on with me and showed me what I need to do. And with me, that's important.
Mhm.
You can talk to me all day long,
Mhm.
but I want you to show me
Mhm.
what I need to do.
Mhm.
And he said, Miss Butler, you just throw those arms forward like this, and that will get you up.
Yeah, that momentum.
And my God, it did.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And it does.
Right.
And
Yeah.
I'm still doing it.
Mhm. Mhm.
So to me, this is a lifestyle.
Yes,
Yeah.
ma'am.
This is a way of life.
Mhm.
Yeah.
This is not something that I can do and come and visit with you and do it for a month or so and
Right.
think that I'm okay. It doesn't work that way.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Back to the title of your program,
Mhm.
it's better.
Mhm.
You have to get better.
True.
And if you do what he tells you to do, you'll get better.
Yeah.
So anyway, I just appreciate you so much. I've never had a personal trainer, and I have never worked with anyone. The other programs that I have been in, they would tell you what you need to eat, and you come and you weigh in, and then you go home. Not with him.
Yeah.
And when I told him I was overweight, he said, well, it's not weight, it's fat in the wrong places.
Right.
And he's right. I had 2 big humps of fat right here. They were there. And the more that I worked with Bob, one day he looked at me and he said, Miss Butler, that thing is going down. I said, I know it is, Bob, and that's all because of you. So thank you so much.
Yeah.
But in addition to all of that, Bob, the best part of this program for me was the shopping trip. Oh my God. I've never, ever been in a program that did that.
Yeah.
I went with a group of people, and when we walked into this store, he literally started on the aisle where the toothpaste, the lotions, the deodorants, and all of this was.
Yeah.
And he said to us, what you put on your body goes in your body. It is in your, I never thought of it like that.
Yeah.
I love lotions. I love colognes. I love to smell good.
Yeah.
But he said, be very careful because it's in your body.
Yeah.
And then when you took us all over that store and showed us what to eat, and not only what to eat, but why you should eat
Right
it.
there.
He showed me a plant of basil. And he said, Miss Butler, this is for energy. You start eating this and people are going to be looking at you saying, where's she getting all that energy from? What is she doing? And he was right.
Yeah.
So I have learned how to eat. I have learned how to work my body. You know, God made our bodies to move. He didn't put us on this earth to be broken, busted, and disgusted and laying on the couch eating potato chips all day long. That is not why we're here. We have to move. And with you, I've learned how to move my body, and these hunks of fat in the wrong places is going away. I feel good.
Awesome.
I do.
And before we move on, Miss Butler, with everything that you said, I mean, did we ask this question?
What?
I mean, how old are you?
I am 70. Listen, I don't mind telling my age because I am blessed. I get up every morning and I say, thank you, God, for getting me out of this bed, that I can walk, I can talk, I can see, I can breathe. I am 72 years old.
Okay.
Wow.
72.
I will be 73 in July.
73. Will be
Yes.
73. Okay.
Yes.
That's you know,
And that doesn't bother me. It's okay. I'm glad to be here at that age.
Amen.
I mean, it just proves to me, you know, I mean, we're providing proof to theory.
Yes.
And when you say that age doesn't matter, I mean, this is not a theory because we can, you know, I go online every day and I see you there. You know, I see Miss Gray 2 times a day, you know, where some of us don't have the energy to make it once. And here you are, almost 73.
Yes.
Trying to do it twice a day.
Exactly.
Here Miss Gray is there
Exactly.
2 times a
I'm
day.
69.
She's 69.
Yeah, but it becomes, it's a priority in my life. I am committed to doing this. If I want to live long and strong and with good health, I've got to put the right things in my body and I've got to move my body in the right way, the way that the coach teaches us and shows us how to move. To me, you're just amazing. You're an amazing
Well, thank you.
man.
You're amazing.
You
buddy.
are.
You're amazing. And you know, I want to remind you all that you all are teaching right now. I mean, you're providing a class for everyone for the next generation. You know, for the generation behind you and the generation behind them. You're providing a class. You're providing proof to theory. You know, where everyone always hears these things about, you know, the mind state that you have to take to get engaged and stay engaged. And you know, you mentioned something about you know, when we talk about God and appreciation and having gratitude.
Absolutely.
You know, having gratitude.
Absolutely.
You know, we always say we started gratitude.
Yes.
You know, but then again, I just really appreciate, you know, the kind words, you know.
But they're true.
It is true, Bob, because you know, I look at it like this. God is the creator of the earth, and he is the controller of the earth. He did not put us on this earth to be an island by ourselves. And with that, he gives us a purpose. In order to do that purpose, you've got to feel well.
Yes, ma'am.
You've got to feel good. Like I said, you can't be broke down and busted and disgusted and getting up trying to go to work. It's not going to work.
Okay.
You have to be that way.
Okay.
And you know, and so I believe that he puts the people in your path that's going to help you.
Okay.
I know he put you in my path to help me to get better.
Yes, ma'am. And vice versa.
Yes. I mean, because when you do better, you're going to feel better, you're going to look better, then you got to do whatever that purpose is.
Yes, ma'am.
It's just that I love better.
That's the whole concept.
The whole concept, better.
It's
a meaning behind it.
Yes, ma'am.
Definitely.
Yes.
Definitely. Wow.
Well, I think it's one thing about me, when the doctor said lose the weight, well, I didn't think he understood. I'm at home all day and I had to sit the majority of it. And it was nice days I would walk to the end of the corner and then back to the house. So I still do that now on good days. But it's kind of like taking a pill. It's something you want to do. And I was talking to my sister one day. She said, well, once you learn all the things to do, then you don't have to go back. You can do it yourself. I said, well, for the condition that I have, the only thing that's been proven to kind of help you is exercise. So I said, I'm going to keep it up because Miss Butler lives right around the corner from me. Well, I can't walk with her and Candace because they walk too fast. I walk like a tap and a turtle, very slow, but I am able to walk.
Absolutely.
So every morning before I get out of the bed, I say, thank you, Lord, for giving me another day. Because it takes me a few minutes to get out the bed. Because basically for me, I need both my hips replaced, another knee replaced, and then my shoulder done. But I can't have anything done until I can get better. Because to have hip surgery, you got to be able to walk. Because they start you out with that. And so with Bob, he works with you. He's fearless and he has a heart. And he just makes you think you can do it, even if you think you can't. Some days with that bar when he came in, he'll say, we're going to take it up a notch today. I thought we already did. We're going to take it up another notch. And I'm one of those people, I don't ever take a nap during the day. But one day he came with this ball and this bar. And I look at this picture called Major Crimes. And I started out with it, but when I woke up, it was gone in the recliner. Something I don't ever. But I was really tired. But he takes that energy and make you put it to work. And so I appreciate that from you.
I do too.
You're really good. I just appreciate all that you do. And so even and Dr. Rogers, I have to give it to her. She's my bud. She pushed me to it because I probably never would have done better. And there were some people at my church that went to better when they said, "Oh, they looking good," but I never thought, "Oh, I'm not going to do that." And they be getting down on the floor. I can't get down on the floor. They had to call the fire department to get me up. I can't do that. But he works with what I have.
Exactly.
He takes me. No, I'm not gonna probably get on the floor.
He's gonna get you on the floor. Mark my word.
You know, it's when I had therapy, going down my front door, there's a little step you have to step down. Well, one day I had fallen out there. That's before I broke my back. I had fallen out there. My neighbor, the goddaughter was there. She had to go get my neighbor to help me get up. And I guess it's this fear that when I get ready to step down, I just tell myself I can't do it. Can't do it. So one day therapy made me do it and then come down to the end of my sidewalk to step down on the curb. Fear was there. Once you get that fear, it's hard to get away. She said, you go all the way out your back door through your garage to go to the mailbox. I said, yes. Because it's that fear there, just like getting out the car. It was that fear because of the curve. It's high, and I know that I can't step up that high. And so I'm saying, well, if I can get up, but I was nervous. And probably going to be even scared when it's time to get back in the car.
You got it. You got
this. You got this.
But I appreciate he's a good person. He has a good heart.
Yeah.
And he works with you no matter how old you are.
Yeah.
Because you think, oh, he's young. Me being old, he's not going to have that patience with me.
Yeah.
But he has the patience of Job.
I thought the same thing. I thought, I'm the oldest person around here. I was looking all around. But I had made up in my mind, if they can do this, if they can do it, I can do it. I might not can do it as fast as they do. I might not can do as many exercise as they do. But I do what I can for my body. Exactly. And Bob is not going to let you give up. Yeah. When I first went here, he was counting and he'd get to 9. And then he'd go, 9 is...
Yeah, you wonder if he know 10.
Yeah. I thought, what's wrong with this man? But he would just keep going. But it worked for me. Yeah. Now he can do 9-ish all he wants to.
Right.
I'm going to keep going.
You're like, come on, that's all you got.
Yeah.
Challenge.
I think one day I told him, after 9 it's 10.
You get there.
So it's just a good program.
That is awesome.
It's an excellent program.
And I heard you all mention this is one of the reasons I think where people over 50, people over 60, you said intimidation and you said fear. I mean, what would you say directly to those people who they really want to get engaged and they're intimidated too? Yeah. We have people who are 20, 35 years old who say, well, I've seen the video and I've seen this and I'm intimidated.
Right.
And, hopefully, by seeing you all here, they'll understand that in our program, we're definitely going to come down to work with people at a certain level. But what would you say? I mean, just in general to people over 40, 50, 60, 70 who have that little bit of fear about doing something they've never done before, or even, like you said, Ms. Butler, you used to walk and you used to be active, but this may be something that could be at another level.
It was. I needed something different.
Okay, so
more.
Yeah, so just that attitude and that perspective. What would you say to them directly about moving forward to get rid of that fear?
Well, I would say first of all, it's a mind thing.
Okay.
You've got to get this in your mind that I can do this. When you're constantly speaking negative to yourself, that's what you're going to be.
Okay.
Watch the words that come out of your mouth. Watch them. Words are powerful.
True.
And whatever you say, I believe this because in Mark 13, God says, whatever you say, you will have it.
Yep.
So I am very careful about what comes out of my mind. I could feel a certain way, but I'm not going to say it because when I say it, it's out there and it can come to pass.
Okay.
Right.
So keep it here. And like God says, the ones that wait upon me, I will give you strength. This is my thing. I read the Bible and I read it for understanding. And if God says it, then so be it. I don't care what anybody else says. It doesn't bother me. I don't care. If he says I can do it, I can do it. And if he said I gave you power, he said I didn't give you fear.
There you go.
Just like there's a real God on this earth, there's a real devil out there too.
Truly.
And that devil will speak these negative things in your mind. But you've got to cast them out and you've got to replace it with positive things that God says and keep positive people around you. Don't listen to the negativity because it's going to be there.
So it's important, not only your attitude of I can, but also making sure that everything that you hear is also aligned up with your attitude that I can. So you can't have a I can and consistently absorb I can't.
Exactly. It doesn't work. You're right. It does not work that way. And for anybody who's listening to the sound of my voice, I would say, don't let age be a blocker for you. Like I said, it's just a bunch of numbers. You know, you wake up and you say, I speak positive things to myself every day. I get up. I am blessed. I am prosperous. I am healthy. I have a healthy body. I have a strong body. My youth is renewed like the eagles. I say what God says about me, Bob. And that's what helps me. It gets in my mind, my thought pattern, and this is the way I think.
And I'm gonna say this, Miss Butler, because we know that there are a lot of our elders, you know, who they speak the word to us, you know, but you speaking the word,
but you got to believe it.
Obviously,
that's the key.
Okay,
You got to believe it.
You got to believe it.
You can read the word all day long, read that Bible all day long, but if you don't believe what God says, it's to no effect.
Okay. And so you're saying that with this belief, is it going to lead us into action?
Yes, it will.
Okay.
Absolutely. I'm a living witness of that, Bob.
Okay.
I'm going to tell you something. About 8 years ago, my husband passed away. I had been married to Don for 42 years. 3 years later, my son passed away. My one and only biological son. I still have family. I still have friends, but my source is God.
Yes, that's right.
He's the one that I lean on. He is the one that I trust. He is the one that I believe in. So whatever he says, and I know he said it because I have read it, then so be it. So be it. I mean, that's it. So I would say to people, pray, number one. Number two, get there.
Just get there.
Get to the conflict. Just get up.
We got to get over that.
Get
fear.
up off of your bottom and get there.
Let's just get there.
That's all you have to do.
That's our motto. Just get there.
Get there.
First and foremost.
Absolutely.
And we can go really deep into just get there. I mean, because once we start getting there, sooner or later it just becomes a habit, and it moves on from there.
Right. Anything that you do for 21 days, it becomes a habit.
Right.
So you get in there, you stay for 21 days and see what's going to happen. But your whole attitude will change. You will feel so much different because I believe that in order for this to work, you've got to watch what you put in your body and you've got to watch how you move your body, what you do. You've told us what to eat. You told us what not to eat. You show us how to work out. You tell us what not to do. All of the oils that I was introduced to, I never knew anything about. And I'm talking about like chlorophyll and peppermint and turmeric and ginger. But it's we need all of these things in our body to have. God gives us a choice every day. So it's your choice.
Yes, ma'am.
Either you're going to get up, get to better, and do better, or you're going to stay on that couch and not do better. It's just that simple.
Should we pose a challenge to the elderly in the community, to our our ancestors, people who are, should we pose a challenge to them? I mean, because there's fear, there's intimidation. Some of them are comfortable. And there's people's health is failing. They have challenges that they believe that they're going to have to live the rest of their life with, when in actuality they really don't. But I mean, and quite often we just hear that if this is what God wants, then this is what I'm going to do. And I'm to the belief that it's not always what God wants. If we're not engaged in hearing, and that that, and we have that fear. I just don't believe that God and fear, and it doesn't
go together.
And one of them has to go.
Exactly.
One of them has to go. Exactly. I mean, faith and fear, I don't think they're going to be able to coexist. Exactly. And once there's faith, I mean, there's going to be action. So I mean, even with me talking with you, or talking with you, and this is the way I have to say it. I have to talk to you like this. I have to tell you, in the middle of the workout, I have to tell you. So that's I think we should, Sharita, we need to pose a challenge to our mothers, our fathers, our aunties, those who are sitting there and they're just believing that it's over.
Mm.
You know, I mean, they believe that they can't get any better.
Right.
You know,
You know what, Bob? And I think too, it's a generational thing.
Oh yeah.
mhm,
They didn't do it because they didn't know better.
Exactly.
And the way that
Right.
we ate growing up,
Mhm.
and I look back at my parents, my grandparents,
Yeah.
they gave us and they did for us only what they knew
mhm,
to
How to
do.
do.
But
Exactly.
now,
mhm,
when you know better
mhm,
and when
Do
you
better.
hear better,
Yeah.
you can do
Do-
better.
Truly.
That's
mhm.
true.
So
Truly.
by hearing it, and not only that, if they just tune in
Yeah.
online to what Bob Caddy is doing,
Yeah.
they will
Mhm.
see the results.
Yeah.
They will see the success
Yeah.
of these people. I've seen pictures that you've put in there where women were like this and
Mhm.
now they're like this.
Yeah.
And they
Oh,
tell
yes.
their it's a testimony.
Yes,
Truly.
ma'am.
It really
Truly.
is.
Truly.
So just, I
Yeah.
don't know.
Miss Gray, I did want to listen and find out. So what's keeping you here at Better? Because you were mentioning the word trust. And you were starting with that word when that question was posed by Robert Caddy.
Well, with trust, I think you have to believe
Mhm.
and trust. And I think God sent him to my life for a purpose.
Okay.
He put it through Dr. Rogers to help me get to where I need to be.
Mhm.
And you have to have, so my challenge would be pray, trust, and believe you can do it.
Yeah.
No matter what the doctor has said.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You know, for myself, I know that there's no cure for what I have,
Mhm.
but that's in God's plan.
Yeah.
And so I have to accept his plan,
Mhm.
regardless of what it is.
Yeah.
And for the negative people, I just say, hey, I take my sister, for instance. I said, can you tell I've lost any weight? She said, no, girl, you look the same. Well, at first, you really can't
Could
tell
tell.
that you're losing weight
Right.
until you get in maybe a pair of pants or something that's fitting loose. You say, oh, well, I have. But my positive attitude, I don't want to get to the point, and it could happen.
Right.
As the doctor said, that eventually you will end up in a wheelchair
Mhm.
for good. But I think as long as I can stay with Better
Mhm.
and with the help of Bob,
Mhm.
I will be able to stay out that wheelchair for a long time.
Amen.
Because my goal is to at least be able to walk with a cane.
Yes.
Because, you know, it's my driving privileges are gone,
Yeah.
and that's really hard.
Yeah.
But you have to learn how to deal with that too.
Yeah.
Because for me personally, I hate to say, oh, can you go to the store to get this? Oh, can you do this?
Mm.
And for a while, you know, have people come. The doctor said, you can't clean up. You got to do something different.
Yeah.
So one of my friends at church
Mhm.
had this lady that comes in. So she comes in every 2 weeks to clean for me because I can't do it.
Yeah.
But I am to the point now I can actually wash.
Mm.
Because with the brace, you can't. It's called BLT.
Okay.
No bending, no lifting, no twisting.
Mm.
And if you do, that will come up to your neck and start to choke you.
Ah.
And so I was talking to Bob yesterday, and I think it's gotten a little too big because of the weight that I've lost.
Awesome.
So I went back
good.
to the brace that they put on me after back surgery
Yeah.
and tightened it. And I've tightened it up as tight as I could.
Yeah.
And that seems to be working a little bit better for me
That's good.
because the other one was choking me.
Mm.
All the screws that fell out, took
Right.
it back.
Mhm.
The next day, some more was coming out. I said, I don't think that guy knew what he was doing.
Mm.
But I would tell them to just trust and believe
Mhm.
and do it for yourself. Don't do
Yeah.
it for others.
There.
Because I can remember years back, Miss Butler and I went to Weight Watchers together.
Mm.
And I lost
Shame
all the
on
weight
y'all.
that I was supposed to. Look, I lost
No.
all the weight that
Yeah, I
I was
didn't know.
supposed to
Yeah.
do. But I didn't lose it for me.
Wow. Yeah.
I lost it for somebody else.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
they didn't want to be married to a fat woman.
Ah.
And so I didn't do it for me.
Gotcha.
But they never said to me, oh, you look good. Oh,
Wow.
all right. No compliments at all.
Yeah.
So then you get a little discouraged.
Definitely.
Well, let me go back and make me a cake.
Yeah.
Eat me a cupcake and eat me a candy bar.
It don't matter either way.
Because it doesn't matter either way.
Right.
And I was brought up, we lived in the country, and
Yeah.
we had a garden and we had fresh stuff.
Yeah.
But my mom would make desserts every day
Yeah.
except for Friday, Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
She started on Sunday and made it all the way to Thursday
Yeah.
because she cooked a big meal.
Yeah.
And then on Fridays and Saturday, we had things like corn dogs, conies, or hamburgers, or something like that.
Mhm.
But through that week, we would have dessert
Almost every night. Yeah.
every night.
Yeah.
And then when I went to school, home economics, I love to cook. That's how I learned how to cook.
Yeah.
So when I went to college, I became a home economics major.
Hmm.
And I still like to cook, but I find that it takes me longer. Something that would take maybe 30 minutes or 45 minutes now make me take 2 hours to do.
Gotcha.
And I've had some slip ups, and people have to know you'll have some slip ups.
Yeah.
The first one I had was a really bad one. It was raining that day. I couldn't walk. I couldn't do anything. Well, I ate everything that I could.
Understood.
I ate potato chips.
Uh-huh.
So I found that to get that crunch,
Yeah.
the veggie fries, straws, and also some cauliflower tortillas or the chips that it had with the sea salt. It takes just enough to give you the crunch of the potato chip.
Right.
And it's quite a few things you've told me that you used to do that you don't do now.
Yes. Like I don't drink pop anymore.
Okay.
Awesome.
As a matter of fact, on Mother's Day, we had a family kind of get together. Well, I didn't drink any pop that day. I just drank water, but I did bring some back home. So a couple of days later, I got me some ice in a cup, put me some Pepsi in it. Didn't even taste right.
Yeah.
And so my grandson was in there. I said, "Oh, you can have the rest of this. I can't drink this."
Yeah.
What else, Miss Gray? Some other things that you've told me that you used to do that you just.
I used to have Cheetos is my favorite.
I like those.
And I would buy the little package.
Yes.
Well, I had at least 2 of those at the time.
Understood.
And we have a dog. Her name is Zoe. Well, Zoe liked Cheetos too. But like the desserts, I don't cook desserts anymore.
Yeah.
And if I do, I eat one slice and then I pass it out through the neighborhood.
There you go.
To get rid of it.
Yeah.
And I'm going to ask you this, Miss Gray, because I mean, there's quite a few people who believe, well, this is what I like, and this is what I'm going to do, and they don't actually believe that they can actually make some changes as far as their palate where they won't even desire those things. So that's something I want you all to speak to, because there are people who, I mean, they believe this is what I like and this is what I'm going to be doing, and they can't even imagine not wanting what they used to want all the time, which is what's leading to a lot of the health challenges that they're having.
It really is.
Can you tell us loud and clear that at their age that their palate can change and they will not want the things that are leading to the high blood pressure and the diabetes and the gaining weight and the problem with their joints? You know?
Bob, that is so true.
Yes.
For me, when my husband and my son was alive, I cooked every day, 3 meals a day.
Wow.
And it wasn't always the right things. And I don't like to cook, but I did it for my family. After that, now I don't have to cook. And this is my thing. Don't bring those things into your house.
Truly.
I love chips. I love dairy. I love cheese. I love sour cream. But when I first started with you, Bob said, get rid of that cow. Get rid of the cow. So that meant that meat, all of that meat, and it also that milk and that sour cream, that all that and cheese that it's made from. So I thought, oh my God. But like I said, it's like a habit.
Yeah.
If you don't have those things around, number one, you can't eat them.
Right.
And for me, if they are in my house, I will put them in a pantry where I don't see it every day. Or in the back of my refrigerator and I don't see it. And it will stay back there so long till it gets old and molded and I have to throw it away. And then I don't have a desire for that. But now let me say this. I love pasta. I love pasta. And I used to eat pasta all the time. But for me, it's like, when I started trying to get it out of my diet, you have to do just a little bit at a time.
Truly.
Just kind of ease it on out. And then you will actually get to the point where you don't have a desire for that. And not only that, prayer changes things. It absolutely does. And I have to pray. God, help me. Take this desire away from me. And it's not going to happen instantly. Nothing happens overnight.
Definitely.
But once you get it here in your mind that it's not good for me, it's going to hurt me. It's causing me to be bogged down. I can't walk. I can't talk. I can't sleep. Who wants to live that way?
True.
So I mean, putting in perspective what we call quality of life too.
Yes.
So quality of life after 50, quality of life after 60, quality of life after 70. As far as how you feel, your energy,
Oh my God.
it can get better.
Yes, it can.
So
But it all depends on what you're putting in your body. That's
Right.
the key, number one.
And the
is.
inspiration, knowing what to do.
Exactly.
And everybody's different,
Exactly.
as we know, right, Sharita, we talk about it all the time. Everybody's different. Everybody needs something different.
Truly.
And this is why we recommend that people hire, personal trainers.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's
That's why the shopping trip was so beneficial for me. When you showed me what to put on my body, what not to put on my body, what to put in my body, what was going to help me, what was going to give me energy and stamina, and then actually showed me how these wrong things were bogging me down, making me slug. And that is so true.
Yeah.
And another thing that happened when I first went to the complex, I was there exercising one day with a group of ladies, and you were clearly on the other side of the room. You looked over and you saw me, and he said, Miss Butler, I can tell what you eat by the way you exercise.
And he didn't say it that way.
He did. He just said it. He just shot it out. But for me, oh my God, he was so right, because that particular day I had eaten ding dong. And I was sluggish and tired. And then I thought, oh my God, he can look at me and tell I've been eating the wrong stuff. So whenever I came around him, I made sure. But then, even now, I'm telling you, when I go to put wrong things in my mouth and in my body, who pops up in my spirit? Who pops up in my mind is Bob Caddy. I can see his face, and I can hear him, and I can see him saying, Miss Butler, you don't need that. I can tell by the way you eat what you're eating. So, it makes a difference, Bob.
Yes, ma'am.
It does.
True.
It's a whole nother level of energy.
It is. You don't have the energy with all the sugar and the grease and the fry. You don't.
And just to throw it out there, for our listeners, basically we're talking about addiction. A lot of these things are very addictive, and your body, it will adjust to them, and it will consistently desire them, like drugs.
Right.
And so that's why it's important that, we develop a program to help people to move away from those things, move away from having that desire, to give yourself a fighting chance.
Right.
This is what we request of at least give yourself a fighting chance. So what you all are doing is more than giving yourself a fighting chance.
Definitely.
You're winning. That the battle is won.
Yeah.
You're winning.
Right.
You're winning. So
no trying to it, Miss Gray. You're winning.
Yeah, you're winning.
Because I love ice cream.
Miss Gray,
Because I would put ice cream in the freezer when Reese's had 2 for $10.
Yes.
I wouldn't get one. I'd buy 2. And then when I got close to the end, I get a bowl, take the whole container, and sit in your chair and eat it.
Yes.
I haven't bought any ice cream.
Yeah.
I enjoy wine on Friday night.
There you go.
I haven't had any wine.
Wow.
How long has it been since you had wine, Miss
It's
Gray?
been almost 3 months.
Wow.
Let's say that one more time, Miss Gray.
It's been about 3 months.
Been about 3 months. That's
Yes.
amazing. No
And
soda.
I have
No
liquor
wine.
in my house.
Yeah.
I have wine.
But it's just no desire anymore.
I just let it go.
Wow.
And one night, there was some. I like the Crown apple. But my grandson had something different. Well, I wanted to try it. I said, well, why don't you go get that so I could see how that one tastes?
Yeah.
He said, you really don't need that.
Oh.
And just this past week on Sunday, I had fixed dinner, because usually on Sunday I will cook dinner and I eat just a little bit of it, but not as much as I would have in the past. And I looked at him and I said, don't you have a taste for some ice cream? And
set up.
He said, I know what you're trying to do. I know what you're trying to do. I said, well, if you go to Brahms, I'll get yours too. I knew you was trying to do that. Well, guess what? I'm not going. And it didn't go.
Yeah.
And then my friend Nathaniel came over and he was sitting in the chair. It was about 7:00.
Yeah.
And I said, don't you have a taste for ice cream?
Mm.
He said, you don't need that. He wouldn't go get it either.
That's good.
So then eventually that desire kind of went away.
Right.
But there's some things that you still want to eat.
Definitely.
And sometimes I feel if you get it out your system, at least you've had it.
Mhm.
But
Right. I feel that way too.
Yeah.
When you really desire those things and you keep thinking about it, well, just go on and eat it, but not
Not
the
as
whole
much.
thing.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's
Mhm.
what it's all about. Our
Yeah.
portion size is so important.
Yeah.
I believe that everything that God made on this earth is good.
Mhm.
Our problem is we do it in excess,
Truly.
and it becomes a problem.
And a concept we always use in the Better program. I always remind people to earn the right. It's not. I don't
Yes.
believe we don't believe in diets.
Mhm.
I don't even talk about being a vegetarian, a
Nope.
vegan, or any of
No
that.
Right.
restriction.
I just
No,
say
you don't.
earn the right to
Mhm.
do it. Where in some sense, some of us have been doing certain things for so long,
Mhm.
you know,
It's a
that it
habit.
has become something that is hurting us in a negative way.
Right.
And so sometimes we have to move away from that
Mhm.
and allow our bodies to heal up.
Mhm.
And I just remind people, I tell them, earn the right to do that. And you know if you've earned the right to do that.
Exactly.
Right.
You know,
Exactly.
and there's some things that we haven't. There's some people who are listening right now, you know, who are doing things that they know they've done in excess,
Mhm.
and it's probably having a negative effect upon their body.
Right.
But they can take some time away from that. Allow your
Mhm.
body to heal. Earn the right
Exactly.
to do that. I don't
Exactly.
believe in telling people no or you can't or don't.
Mhm.
I tell people all the time, you can do what you like if that's really what you
Right.
like.
Yeah.
You know,
Mhm.
you can choose diabetes.
Mhm.
You can choose high blood pressure.
Mhm.
You can choose pain in your joints.
Mhm.
You can choose a lot of things. You can also choose to feel better.
Exactly.
Choices are very powerful
Exactly.
It
thing.
is. Most
Agreed.
definitely.
Exactly.
So
It is. That's
Mhm.
what it's all about.
Yeah.
It's choice.
yeah.
Yeah. And when you move those negative things out, you've got to replace it
Mhm.
with something positive,
Yes,
something
ma'am.
better.
Yeah.
Mhm, mhm.
And as Bob told
Yeah.
me one day when I had that really bad day,
Mhm.
I said, "Well, I ate this and this and this," but I knew it was him. It was my man.
Mhm.
Yeah.
He said, "Well, at
Yeah.
least you know it was your man
Mhm.
telling you
Yeah.
to do it."
Mhm.
Yeah.
So your man is very powerful too.
Yeah.
So you have to get to the point where you can tell it no.
Right.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And I do have snacks in the house because he's my grandson, but he's
Mhm.
still 23.
Yeah.
But I keep snacks. But I bought a server so that it doors to it,
Yeah.
so you can't see it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
So
You
no
can't
reason.
see it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And I didn't think he would like the cauliflower
Mhm.
tortilla chips.
Uh-huh.
But Miss Butler had gone to the store and she had bought me two.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And so all of a sudden one day it was missing. And I said, "Well, what happened to my chips? Miss Butler bought those for me."
Yeah.
He said, "They taste pretty good." I ate them.
Oh dear.
He ate the whole
And,
package.
and this is basically what you're all talking about now. Honestly, this is a whole nother show as well,
Yeah.
because the trickle down effects of your decision to get better,
Oh yeah.
they are actually having an effect upon the rest of your family.
Yeah. People in the
It
Quote
household.
unquote, you know, people say it all the time about, you know, your health being your wealth and how it's
Truly.
related to your legacy.
Mhm.
You know, so when we start seeing these things happen,
Mm.
you know, your son, your grandson, and
Mhm.
different people who are picking up habits, and they see you getting ready to do something, and they're not letting you have it.
Mhm.
No,
And
it
it's
wouldn't
all
let me have it.
that means that they're possibly making those choices as well.
Mhm.
Where you're like, can you go to the store and do this? And you're like, no, we're not going to do it.
But
You know,
no.
whereas usually they would have went and they'd have got you something, and they
Right.
got them something too.
Exactly.
So, you know, that's another aim of the program,
It
and
is.
It's an
that's a whole
excellent
nother show,
program.
Sharita, that we need to have right there.
Agreed.
Just really focusing on legacy. But again, really appreciate you all coming today. Again, this is
Appreciate you
a
having us.
it's
Yeah, this
a
was
I
good.
mean, I could probably retire after this show.
See,
You know,
I've been quiet because I'm just listening.
you know.
I was quiet, to be honest.
I mean, I could retire and I would be fine. But I think I'm going to continue to drive on and make sure you all get to the next level. Make sure Miss Gray gets to the point where she's getting down, up and down off that mat,
Yes.
and
No,
so on and
yes.
so forth. So
I'm not
Um,
listening to her because she will.
it's
Yes,
getting ready to
it is.
happen.
Yes, it is.
So again, I want everybody to continue to follow Miss Butler. Miss Butler, what is your name on social media?
It's Dolores Gentry.
Dolores
Butler.
Gentry Butler
Yes,
on social
Gentry
media.
is my maiden name.
Okay, and
Mhm.
you'll continue to see things. I tag Miss Butler and her pictures and videos and things of
Mhm.
that nature. So if there's anyone who needs inspiration, you know, you could be 50, 40, 30, 35. You can look and you can see the proof that there are no theories. This
Mhm.
is real, and that there's someone over 70, 73. Getting ready to be 73.
Yes.
And all I can tell you, I can't call it anything but amazing,
Yeah.
you know, to have that type of energy, even have the type of energy that Miss Gray has.
Definitely.
So,
right.
I
And just to say, Bob, I take no medications, no
Right.
prescription medications
Right.
at all.
and that's
Everything just stays. It is.
That's really good.
that. I mean,
Praise
that's more than amazing.
Yeah.
That's more than incredible.
And I plan to
So,
stay this way.
Yes,
you
ma'am.
know? That's my choice.
That's the
It
main
will.
thing. And you make plan to
Yes.
stay this way. So,
Yes.
again, I think we're going to bring you all back to talk about education, how education has evolved too. That's a whole nother
yeah.
show.
Definitely.
So we just, again, we really do appreciate you all. We're at the top of the hour, so we have to go
Okay.
off the air.
Yes.
But
Okay.
then again, we just appreciate you all. Just, I mean, because you're such gems, not only for the better program, just for the community in general. So we want to make sure that we continue to wrap our arms around you and continue to open our ears and listen. You know, for me and this show, for me and Sharita both, and hopefully everyone who's listening and watching, it's just been an opportunity for us to learn and gain
Agreed.
and gain, you know, some confidence in the things that we think we know.
Yeah.
You know, that we think we know. Okay. It just
Yes.
provides proof to theory.
Yep.
So then
Yes.
again, we just really do appreciate you all coming. We got to go, but we
Okay.
will have you back.
We do.
This is getting ready to happen
Well,
more.
we
This is
enjoyed it.
Improving
Thank
Coach
you.
Robert L. Caddy. I'm here with my partner in crime.
Sharita Sweet.
This is the health of the nation, and look for us every Friday at 12 p.m. We will be back next Friday with an excellent show with some super guests, with some things pertaining to what's happening in the community with the Black Wall Street Centennial.
Definitely.
All right, so we'll be talking about that next week and some other things pertaining to health. But we got to go. We'll see you all next week.
All right.
All right.
Goodbye.
Thank you. Thank you, Sharita. Well, this is very
You are listening to Coupling with the Carlins.
Last stop, lawn maintenance and landscape.